average Japanese company or the Chinese company have 100 years plan. 100 years plan. Today we'll be talking about the five group that we have in society. We have 5 group of people in the society. You either belong to one of these 5 groups, especially when it comes to your finances. And the first group is the very poor. I mean, the very, very, very poor. And you have them everywhere. It's not only in Africa, it's not only in Nigeria, it's not only all over the world. You have the very, very poor. The very, very poor are those that think in terms of hours. I mean, they are thinking, is, what can I do this hour? What can I have this hour? How can I survive this hour? And we have them all over society. So what do? You're the very, very poor. There's nothing to worry about. You need to start moving. You need to start working. You need to start thinking differently. It's a stage that almost everybody goes through. You get to the point that you start with the very, very poor, especially if you are not born from an extremely rich family. So you have the very poor. On the very poor, you go to the poor. The poor, those are those that think in terms of daily. You see them just think about how can we survive today, survival of the day, survival of the fittest. You see them around every part in the world. What they're thinking about is, so what will happen today? What can we eat today? Where can we work today? What business can we do today? What income can come to our hands today? They are what we call the daily people. It's sometimes a good place to be, because at the time those places bring you innovation. They make you creative, because if you begin to think today, what can I do? What can I do for today that will make me live today? So it's not a bad place to be. If you have moved from very poor to the poor, then we move to the next one. We come in the middle class. You know, the middle class is a very interesting class. You know what makes the middle class very interesting? It's the class whereby if you're not careful, you remain there almost forever. It's a class whereby you don't want to take any risks. You go by the month. Pay. We call them those people that live by the paycheck. You know, on the 15th, your paycheck will come. On the 20th, your paycheck will come. By month end, you have your paycheck. They are the middle class. They think about a month. Oh, some of them will say, okay, at the end of this month, I'll be able to do this, I'll be able to do that, I'll be able to do this, I'll be able to do that. It's a stage that you can get there and be so comfortable being in the middle class. In the middle class is that you could actually have the basic necessity. You can pay your rent, you can pay your children's school fees, you can afford the basic necessity, comfortability. But it's a stage whereby a lot of people remain so long, because they are not ready to leave that stage. That stage is so comfortable for them. They are not thinking for themselves. Somebody is thinking for them. They only think about when the month ends, how much will I have? And sometime before the month ends, even before those income or those salary come, they have finished it already. They already know what they want to use it for. But they are meeting their needs. And it comes so difficult. They go to bank, they collect loan because they are earning salary. They are able to pay that loan. The bank is saying that you are earning salary. The bank will give you that loan. That is the middle class. The middle class is the engine room of any society. Because if you have the middle class, if you have about 60 to 70% of your population in the middle class, there tends to be security. When I mean security, there tends to be a little bit of movement in terms of that people are secure. There's not so much crime rate. Even when you have crime rate, there are not so much robbery incident, because you are almost about 70 to 60% of the people are able to meet their basic necessity. Then we move to the rich. It's the middle class that makes the rich. Now the rich is the one that they think in terms of years. Their goals are 5 years goal, 10 years goal. They are saying, okay, I'm now in 10 years time, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to do, this is how much I want to be investing this month, this is how much I'll be investing every year, this is what I will do every year. I want to build my career, I need to go to school in the next 5 years, I want to be the MD CEO of my company. And this are stage of whereby they are rich, but they are thinking, they think in terms of years, they think in terms of decades. They are saying, look, I am comfortable now, but I want to be more comfortable. I want to be able to add value to life. These are the times you see them, they run their own business. They tend to be risk takers. They take so much risk because they want to make sure that they leave a legacy behind. So not everybody is there. Maybe sometimes they say about 20% of the world population are in that class of the rich. Now we go to the finance class, which is the very, very rich. The very, very rich, they are only 3% in the whole world that they are in the class of the very, very rich. The very, very rich, you know them. You talk about people that have established companies that will outlive them. You talk about people that are doing things extremely. There are people that have foundation, even after they are gone, their foundation is doing very well. Those are the class of the very, very rich. They are building products, they are building society, they are mentoring people, they are coming up with ideas, they are not afraid any longer, they take risks. They just take risks, they bring in products, they begin to develop things that ordinarily are things that you are not thinking about. Talk about Richard Branson, thinking of having where people can go to vacation in the space. You talk about the owner of Amazon, is also thinking that now they want to take it to people to go to space also. They do things they just love. So they just love going to the space. These are the very rich. The very rich, like I said, they are 3% in the whole world. You have them, they are founders of conglomerate, and sometimes when they are gone, like I said, this conglomerate still strive without them. Just are the very rich. So, which class are you? Don't be discouraged. You can move from the very poor to the poor, from the poor to the middle class, from the middle class to the rich, and from the rich to the very rich. If you know what you are doing, if you see in each of those stages that you are, in each of those groups that you are, you think differently, then you live that. So if you're in the very poor that thinks in the hour, you begin to say, no, I don't want to think in the hours. If you look at this stage, the difference in all of this stage is the way they think. The very rich, the very poor think differently. The very poor, they think in hours. The poor, they think in days. The middle class, they think in months. The very rich, they think in decades. The rich, they think in decades. The very rich, they think in hundreds of years. That is why the average Japanese company or the Chinese company have 100 years plan. 100 years plan. That is how the very rich. So, it's up to you.